All right, everyone. So today we're going to take a look at function operations, okay? And so this is actually as simple as it sounds. All right, so we can break that down into the two words. Functions, which we know we've talked about functions this whole chapter, right? Here we have g of x, 2x plus 3, that's our first function. And our second function is going to be f of x squared minus 4x plus 9. Now, the second part is operations. So we know what operations are: adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing. Okay, so that's what we're going to do with functions. Okay, so our first one here is f of x plus g of x. So we're going to take our functions. So f of x is x squared minus 4x plus 9. And we're going to add to it the function g of x, which is 2x plus 3. Okay? Now, when we're adding, we don't really need these parentheses, right? All we really care about when we're adding is, do we have like terms? Okay? And so, let's look for some like terms. Negative 4x is going to go with the 2x. 9 is going to go with the 3. So let's combine these together. X squared is going to come along for the ride. Negative 4x plus 2x is negative 2x. And then 9 plus 3 is 12. Simple, right? We know how to add stuff together. And so we get a new function. F of x plus g of x is x squared minus 2x plus 12. All right. So, adding, we know how to add things, right? Look for your like terms. Simple as that. Okay? So let's move on to a new operation. Subtracting. Good old subtracting. Okay? So we're going to have f of x minus g of x. Okay? And so let's do the same thing. X squared minus 4x plus 9, that's going to be our f function, f of x, minus, now this is where people make lots of silly mistakes, and this is nothing new. This is something we've been talking about the whole year. Okay? When you're subtracting, you have to distribute the negative. Okay? Gotta distribute the negative. Real simple, real easy place to make a dumb mistake and lose points. Okay? So, f of x, we're not touching f of x. X squared minus 4x plus 9. Okay? And now we distribute the negative in here. Right? So we're going to get negative 2x and then negative 3. So negative 2x, and then we get negative 3. And now, just like last time, we combine like terms. Negative 4x and negative 2x are like terms. 9 and negative 3 are like terms. And so, again, x squared, just coming along for the ride. Negative 4x minus 2x, that's negative 6x. 9 minus 3, that's positive 6. And that is, excuse me, that is our final answer. Okay, so adding, we just know to combine like terms. Okay, when you're subtracting functions, you have to distribute the negative into the entire second function, right? We distribute that negative through all of g of x. Now we can combine our like terms. Okay? Alright, so far, nothing super crazy here. Alright? Let's keep it moving. Alright, so now we get to what is probably going to be the trickiest operation for us to do. Okay? And that is multiplication. Alright? When we multiply two functions, what happens? Okay? So, let's give this a shot. F of x is, again, x squared minus 4x plus 9 times g of x, which is 2x plus 3. Okay? Now, we've actually looked at stuff like this before, okay? It was just tend to be more binomials times binomials, okay? But we're going to use the same principle we did back then, and that is, it is just like foiling, okay? So we're going to have x squared times 2x, right? So we multiply the coefficients. 1 times 2 is 2. X squared times x is x to the third power. Okay, now x squared multiplies with the 3. Multiply the coefficients. 3 times 1 is 3. X squared doesn't multiply with anything. Okay, now we're going to take the negative 4x, multiply it by 2x. So negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. And x times x gives us x squared. And then negative 4x times positive 3. Negative 4 times 3 is negative 12. And the x does not multiply with anything. Okay. And we're going to do the same thing for the 9. 9 times 2x, 9 times 2 is 18. And x doesn't multiply with anything. And the last one, 9 times 3 is 27. So, just like foiling, right? Basically, the gist is everything multiplies with everything else. Okay? And so now, all we have left to do is combine our like terms. So 3x squared and negative 8x squared, those are like terms. And then negative 12x and 18x are like terms as well. Okay? And so, let's combine these. 2x cubed doesn't have a dancing partner. It's coming down by itself. 3x squared minus 8x squared is negative 5x squared. Negative 12x plus 18x is 6x. And then we have plus 27, which again, no dancing partner. Okay. But after we multiply, we can go ahead and combine our like terms. And we get this wonderful answer. 2x cubed minus 5x squared plus 6x plus 27. Okay, so again, the key with multiplying, you have to make sure that everything in the first function multiplies with everything in the other function. So we did that for x squared, negative 4x, multiply it with everything, and then the 9, multiply it with everything. Okay? Alright, excellent. Alright, one more operation we're going to take a look at. Okay, so the last thing we're going to take a look at is multiplying a constant into our function, okay? So, our last one here is 2 times the function f of x minus 5 times the function g of x, okay? And so here's what we're going to do, all right? We're going to take that constant of 2, and that is going to be distributed into our f function, okay? And then same thing with the minus 5. That is going to be distributed into our g function. Okay? So let's go ahead and distribute these constants into our functions. So 2 times x squared is 2x squared. 2 times negative 4x is negative 8x. And then 2 times 9 is 18. Now, same thing with the negative 5. Let's go ahead and distribute. We get negative 5 times 2x is negative 10x. And then negative 5 times 3 is negative 15. And now, just like always, like terms, negative 8x, negative 10x, 18 minus 15. 2x squared, no dancing partner. It's going to come on down by itself. Negative 8x minus 10x gets us negative 18x. And then 18 minus 15 is positive 3. Okay? So, this is really just another form of, adding and subtracting, right? The only thing we got to do first is go ahead and distribute these constants through, right? And then we know how to combine our like terms. Okay? All right. So, function operations. Okay, we took a look at adding, subtracting, multiplying, distributing constants. Okay, and so that's all we got for today. I will see you guys later. I've never said later like that in my life. I don't know why I just said that. Bye.